Hey guys, welcome back to Rudder Innovations, where today we're going to be learning how to reupholster the seats in our boat. Here we go. Start by finding the mounting locations of your existing seats so you can remove any fasteners. Once those are removed, your seat should come off with ease. Next, you can use a flathead screwdriver or another tool to help you remove the staples that secure the existing vinyl to the wood backing. If your seat is comprised of 2 or more cushions, it will most likely be stapled down in between the cushions. We will repeat this same method when reconstructing the seat. Peel the fabric back and use a screwdriver to pry the staples loose from the wood backing. Remove the foam cushions and tap the remaining staples down with a screwdriver or a little hammer, and then you can use pliers to pull them out. Now that we have the fabric removed from the wood backing, we can label each part before we completely disassemble the seat for a template. I marked top left, top right, bottom right, and marked the center where the 2 middle pieces of fabric meet up to help me know their orientation. Once each piece is marked, you can use a razor blade or seam ripper to separate the pieces. I disassembled the seat covering so I could use each individual piece as a template for my new seat. You might need a seam ripper to get into tight places, but I found a sharp razor blade works great. After you have all the pieces separated, you can start the process of tracing each piece onto your new fabric. I use marine grade vinyl from a local fabric shop, but you can also buy some online. If your template is stiff or old like mine, you can use clips or place weights on top of it to hold it still while you trace it. I marked a fold line for the 4 side pieces that indicate where the template would fold around the wood backing, but this would also tell me where to attach the side pieces to the fabric that makes up the front of the seat. I measured and marked the center of the 2 large pieces that comprise the front of the seat so I can match them up when sewing them together. Once I marked where the new pieces of fabric go, I cut them out and started pinning the front 2 pieces together first. To sew the seat together, I used the white version of Coats & Clark Extra Strong 100% nylon upholstery thread, which you can get online or at your local fabric shop. When sewing the middle seam, you need to leave a minimum of 1/4 inch so you'll have enough material to staple to the wood backing if you're separating cushions. Once you sew those together, it should look something like this, and then you can start to attach the sides of the seat. Hold the side piece the direction it will be facing once it's sewn together, then let it flip down, and then you can start attaching it to the front of the seat. The fold line and scribble portion of the fabric will be wrapping around the wood backing, so I'll start my pinning at the fold line and then work my way around. Attaching the sides is a little difficult at first because they curve, but placing several pins around the curve will help hold everything in place. When sewing the sides, you want as little of a seam as possible because it will impact the smoothness of your curve. If you have excess fabric in your seam, you can always trim it down with scissors or make slits in it once you're finished to help smooth out the curve. Once you're done, it should look something like this. You can see the seam is less than 1/4 inch, which will help make a smoother curve without bunching up the fabric. I decided not to go back with piping because I would have had to make a special order for it and it wouldn't match the existing seats that I've already completed. If you're using piping, you would want to pin that in between your 2 pieces of fabric. Sew each additional side panel to the 2 front panels of the seat. Take your time around the curves, and if you're taking a break to pivot or flatten out the material as it goes through the machine, make sure your needle is in the down position so it's being held stationary. Once you repeat the step of installing the additional sides, your finished product will look something like this. Next, we'll attach the center seam to the wood backing, which will separate and hold the fabric tight around the 2 foam cushions. There is an existing line and staple marks which I use as a guide to help me know where to attach the seam from top to bottom. Since I marked the center of my fabric on the front of the seats, I'll mark the center of the wood backing to make sure the fabric is centered on the seat back. The staples that I'm going to be using today are stainless steel staples at 3/8 inch, and they're T50s. I'm going to be using just a manual stapler. We'll staple this down. Once you have the center stapled down, you can stick your mounting hardware back through if you have bolts like I do before reinserting your foam. You can see that there's a plastic covering to help prevent the foam from becoming waterlogged, so make sure you put those back in place or replace them if the plastic is falling apart. If you have some spot that's not laying right, you can stick your hand inside there and just fold where those two pieces of fabric met up and put it on the other side of the foam. Try and help it lay straight, and then it won't have that indentation anymore. It should look good. Staple the sides first, and then we'll pull the top and bottom over. Whenever you're stapling, especially here, you can see that there's a little gap right here. When you staple, you're gonna pull those two together to where it's a tight seam, and you're pulling all that excess fabric out, and you're gonna make it tight. You can see that there's no gap here really, and then there's a little bit of a gap here. And you can use the fabric and your stapling technique to help hide any imperfections or anything that doesn't look right. So when you're stapling it, take a second every now and then to look at your work and see where you need to pull the fabric in order to make everything uniform. Much of the final look is based off how you stretch and attach the material when stapling. Take your time and don't be afraid to remove staples if needed to reattach the material. Whenever you're pulling across something, instead of having one end of the staple there, it's easier to rip. You can pop a couple staples in the other direction. That way you have more to grip onto as we pull it around and staple the bottom and the top. Check to make sure that the staples go in all the way and are flush with the material. If not, tap them in with a hammer or the butt end of a screwdriver. All right, here's the finished product. Let's go install it in the boat. This seat only took me about 2.5 to 3 hours from start to finish, and it not only increases the appeal of our boat, but it's also way more comfortable. All right, guys, I hope that video was helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you like this video, like it. If you're watching our Medium, you can subscribe. Feel free to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace and God bless.